Good morning, bon matin. So this is Kim McGillis. I'm coming you live from Regina, Saskatchewan. It is presently 11 o'clock Central Time. And for those who follow me and attend my classes and that are from Ontario, for my second studio, it is probably 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And if ever you're following from across the world, please say hello. I would love to know where you are from. So we are working on our Season Elegance class that I have been popping on here every single day at this exact time, and we are on card number 3 today. So I am sorry if you're hearing some background noise. Obviously, the people on base have decided to blow the leaves right in front of my studio's window, so it might be a little noisy. So I'm hoping that they're almost done. Of course, they decide to do this right as I'm going live. So let me just try to join here so I can see your comments. Here we go. And if you could hear me, maybe just send a thumbs up so I know that you are right here with me. I think today's project is my favorite card out of the bunch. It's a fun fold card. I hope you love it as well. I think within less than an hour, I was able to build this entire series of 5 different cards. And I am featuring, like you had seen, different colors that are featuring the Seasons of Elegance color combo. So it's not because I prefer these colors, it's really I'm basing it off the Seasons of Elegance collection. They are still blowing leaves right in front of the window. So hopefully by the time we start crafting together, we'll be able to look at this. So the Suite of Elegance is on page 24 and 25. And these are, right here, the colors that I'm basing it off of. And that's how we are building our card collection. I think today, this afternoon, my goal is to do my haunted house that's from the Kits collection. I don't know if you know, but the Kits collection are all on sale, 30% off until the end of the month. And so I think this afternoon, I'm shifting from Christmas to Halloween. I think I had a better night. So if you are following me from the actually previous 2 days, you'll know that I've been coughing a lot. Well, last night I did not cough. I don't know what I've done differently, so hopefully it's going to be the same situation. This morning I was asking my husband Chris, what day is it? Because here I am, it's Wednesday, and I didn't even realize. So if you're new here, you know that I've stopped working as a nurse full-time, and I am here now. I'm trying this new adventure of paper crafting every single day. Hi Hilda, I see that you're here live watching me. I hope you are well. I can't remember where you are from, but I hope it's beautiful and sunny just like it is right here. So if you want to craft with me today, you'll be needing a couple of different pieces of cardstock. Pretty simple though. One piece of 5.5 by 4.25 that will be white. And then we're going to be using the Seasons of Elegance DSP, and this one will be 4 by 12, which I'll show you how I score it. And then we'll also need a piece of cardstock, coordinating cardstock, which with our piece of paper, which is 3 by 4.75, and then another piece of white, which will be 2 7/8 by 4 5/8, and then our last piece of white cardstock is 3.5 by 5. We'll be using lots of little scrap pieces, which is amazing. Hello, Fran. Hello, Ginger. How are you all today? Hope it's sunny where you are. So this table here, if you could see, is looking beyond amazing. I have 15 cards. We're on day 3 and we're already at 15 cards. Hi, Lucy. I'm so happy that I get to catch you today right live. Are you off? Is it lunchtime for you? So, favorite card for today. Here I am going to lean you down. Hope this is not going to make you too dizzy. Let's see. Joan. Yes, Joan is from Washington State. Here we go. I think I want to lean it just a little bit more so you get to see my entire, you see how this is building great? We have, again, 2 more days that I keep playing with this collection, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful it looks. And if you've missed out on my live from yesterday, you get to see it on my on my blog. So my blog is kimmcgillis.com, super simple. You could watch the replay as well. So Ginger's sharing that she's from Cape Cod. Ooh, I've always wanted to go to Cape Cod, and it's a beautiful day. Oh, I didn't know, Lucy, that you were also retired. You were teaching, I think, last year. So congrats to you as well. I've been crafting up a storm. Hi, Nancy. Hope you are well. Hi, Jane. So today we will be doing, out of our bunch of projects that we've been working on all week long, this is the fancy fold that we will be doing today. So this one is in French. Remember, I have customers in French and in English. It pulls like this. And you know what? Sometimes this is the perfect card when we decide we have so much DSP in our own studios, we want to get rid of a little bit of the DSP. So I think this class is perfect. And I made sure to cut the piece pretty short so I could showcase that beautiful paper. I love the gold. If you know me, you know I love neutrals. So this is my favorite set by far. And then yesterday I was sharing that my daughter Megan sent from my other studio my class, because this was an actual class that I made back home, and it also included a box. And I don't know if I could pull it out right now, if I have it close by or not. Let me see. It might not be quite here, but I will show you later. So for my customers, if you spend $60 with my hostess code that is linked, you'll get one of the collection. So one color, you'll get the entire set, including that cute box that I still have packed away. So let's get cracking on our first card, which will be this one. So I want to show it to you in red, Cherry Cobbler. There's like a delay, so I just want to make sure that you get to see it. And I made sure that the ribbon was going to pop up on purpose on each side. And then I also have it in Mossy Meadow, so it's still blending, again, with the exactly coordinating colors. Old Olive. Pretty Peacock. And then today we will do Basic Beige because it's my favorite. And here I have it in French, but now I want to do it in English. So by the end of this week, we'll have piles of different projects. And then the envelopes I'm not going to do today since I've done them in the last 2 days. I did have questions on my YouTube channel about how to do the envelopes, how I glued them, etc. So that is on video or class or card number 2. So you could watch that in a replay, and it's the date of October 22nd. So let me push this aside because I don't want to bore you with all my big projects. I just want to put this a little bit further out. But it is starting to get pretty. So let's say you're receiving by mail Basic Beige, you would be receiving all of the content. I could die cut for you. I also send everything assembled with the ribbon in this little pack. So you would receive the entire Basic Beige with a $60 order. So if ever you're receiving the Pretty Peacock, then it would be the Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to be sending one of each. So per customer. So let's get this out of the way. And then I'm just gonna move this a little closer my way so I get more white space. So while I'm recovering from my cold, I'm having a mint blossom chamomile tea with, I think, a little bit of a honey. So our first piece of cardstock will be actually the DSP. So the DSP is a piece of 4 by 12. I thought I lost 2, but I think we're still on. Okay, so 4 by 12. I want you to score that piece at 4 inches and not too harsh, because if you go too harsh, it will cut that paper through. So you want to stay just a little full. And then you're going to score at 8 as well. And then at 5 1/4. So once again, this piece of cardstock is 12 by 4, where we score at 4, 8, and 11 1/4. So Lucy's saying that she's so happy to be retired. And then I'm just gonna fold it like this, fold it on the inside. If you prefer the matte side, you could just do the opposite. I just want to showcase that beautiful gold. And then by creasing that last little piece, I get to see the matte side of my card. So now I'm going to turn it your way, and here, when you pull it out, is the way that you would be seeing the folded side. Try to take your bone folder, my bestie, and give it a nice, big, crisp fold. There we have it. I now want you to take that piece that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and this is where going to be our card base. We're going to mount this card piece right over here. Thankfully, they just stopped blowing leaves so I could get not as much noise in the background here. And I'm just using my multi-purpose glue, my favorite. I love to move it around. You either love it or hate it, but I'm a big fan. And there you have it. Keep your hands right on so it dries properly. And then this is gonna be the fold on its own. Then you can take sticky tape, or again, that multi-purpose glue, and then you're just gonna add some glue because you want that fold to stay closed. And then you could just put something on it, like a block, to let it dry. We are gonna set this piece aside. So because I'm working with basic beige today, I'm gonna be using a piece of cardstock that is basic beige. That piece of cardstock will be 3 by 4 3/4. And then a white piece of cardstock that's 2 7/8 by 4 7/8. Here I go again. Just add some glue. I'm gonna take my basic beige. And one tip that I shared the other day is if ever you're using basic beige, it has a tint of green in it. Do not do what I did. I had started wiping it thinking it was just at the surface. What happens with basic beige is once it dries, it turns, like the green tinge leaves. So you just have to wait and be patient. So always go on a scrap piece first so you get to test the color. And then we're just gonna add some in our background. And I feel like that's not enough, so I'm gonna add more. And again. Then I'm gonna take my crumb cake dark and I'm gonna tap a little bit of specks, like if it's snow in our background. So we can set this aside. This is gonna be glued right on top of here. I'm gonna take my coordinating dies from the Seasons of Elegance. So I'm using Peaceful Seasons dies, and the image that I'm taking from the Peaceful Seasons dies is this big one, which is one of my favorites. Secondly, I'm gonna use the evergreens from the Peaceful Evergreens. So I'm using these 3 images that you'll see shortly. This card is perfect if ever you have lots of white pieces of cardstock that are left over. So I'm going to be adding them here. You don't get to see it right now, but you'll get to see it once it pops up on the other side. And then we're also going to add this piece here. So here I am die cutting. So you know that I've already made this in 5 different colors. So I want to share a tip with you. So I could put this away. I don't need it anymore. My tip to you is take your toothpick, nice pick a tool, pop these out. But what I want to share is if ever you're doing multiple cards like I did, you want to make sure that none of the little white pieces are left in here, or else once you try to reuse it again, you won't have a full image. Like it won't pop up the pieces, the blank spaces. So you just want to make sure that this is nice and clean for your next time. So that's kind of a tip that you'll want to ensure. And it doesn't really, with a pick a tool, it doesn't really take a long time to pop out. So this is the smallest one. I love that they come in a set of 3, so that's fun. Here we go. Here we go. We have this one. Gonna put this aside. And I'm going to take out my piece again of spare cardstock. And once again, I'm going to add some colors. So whichever coordinating DSP you're using, you want to add a little bit of some color right here. I want it as dark as you want. You get to choose. I think that's pretty good. You could leave some white space. Give me a little second here. Now I'm going to take my crumb cake blends. We're just going to take the crumb cake blend. I'm going to set these one next to each other. And once again, I'm going to tap in some little specks. You could do the reverse and use the basic beige and do them in basic beige. That could be an option as well. So I could set this part aside. So now I just used a little bit of multi-glue in the middle. And we're gonna start with the largest tree that we're gonna put in the center. So this one's gonna come here, and try to put it as high as you can, leaving just a slight little space. And the reason why is because you need that greeting at the bottom. Second one, I'm just gonna layer here, and I'm not putting glue everywhere because I do want it to pop up and stand out. And then we'll do our baby one right here. And then this one is gonna go right here. Perfect. Now I'm gonna use crumb cake ink for the second step. So does anybody have this bundle, this collection, or is this something new, you're not sure? I'd love to know if it's a collection that you like. So it comes with the wishes. I have them in French and in English, Saison de Paix or Peaceful Season. And for today, we are using this greeting. It's called A Season of Wonder and Happiness. I like to test on a piece of cardstock just before to see what it looks like. And then I'm not going to stamp upside down. I'm going to do it on my side. But I'm just going to add it right. And it fits perfectly right in here. Oh my goodness. I just miss. This never happens. Well, it does actually once in a while. Give me a second. It's like I got glue on my fingers and then it stuck. So let me just make a second one. You would think that I would get this done. I guess it's because it's lack of coffee this morning. I'm making two just in case. Okay, let's try this again. Got a piece again here. And let's do that again. So Lucy said that now that she's seen my cards, she's fallen in love with the bundle. Well, that's great. You know what though? I just did the 5 colors from the DSP. I think I'm gonna do another set of cards, but very different. Here we go. I got it now. I think I just needed your support here. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this back in. I know it looks kind of messy. We're gonna use our dark crumb cake. Yesterday, I was sharing how the iridescent ribbon is one of my favorites. And if you haven't gotten your hands on it, you need to get this ribbon. It's the ribbon that I like to color to coordinate. So I'm just using my dark blend. I know Stampin' Up! Had shown also you could use your markers. So if you don't have blends, you could use markers. But the reason I love to use the blends is it dries very fast because of the alcohol. So that's why I do so. And I just didn't want to leave it white. I wanted it to stand out. So this is what I'm doing. So you'll need 2 pieces. And this one right here, let's see. It's a piece of at least 12.5 inches. And you'll need a second piece, which is a little smaller. The second piece will be 5.5 inches, and I'll show you why. So let me pull this back. We're gonna color our second piece. So I did this in all of the 5 colors. I pre-cut all my little pieces first, and then I just added them. It was very quick to assemble actually, once it was colored and done. So I did it in a cherry cobbler, the mossy meadow, the old olive, and the pretty peacock, and now here we are doing this one. So now I'm gonna take this messy thing away. When you are doing and assembling this card, you'll want to put adhesive or dimensionals on the one side only. So, because if you put it on both sides, you won't be able to open your card. And then just gonna layer it here. Now remember, I was sharing that I used a tiny piece of ribbon right here. I don't know if you get to see, but it has, maybe better here, you'll get to see the tint. So we're gonna tuck it right in here. Come on. Slide it in, and then we're gonna slide it in so you see it in the background. I know some people are like, Kim, you're wasting ribbon and you shouldn't have this section, but for me to have lots of little pieces here and there, I didn't want to do so. If you do want to cut yourself smaller pieces, you're welcome to do so. I just prefer to do the entire thing. And the reason why I went a little longer, and I'm generous, I'm gonna show you why in a second. I wanted to highlight the ribbon. It is so stunning that I wanted to make sure that we got to see it on each side. So what you want to do is make it bubble out. Make it stand out on the sides. Here we go. Adding a dimensional. Make it stand out on this side. And I'll show you right after once I turned it around. And then add lots and lots of dimensionals right in the middle, just because you want it really to not move at all. Take my pick tool, gonna remove all those little papers, which we find everywhere in the house. We've even found one in our bed. I don't know, they tend to move around here. I don't know if you find these little covers of dimensionals elsewhere in your home. I don't know how come they follow me, but they do. We actually had one on Riley the other day, our golden retriever. I don't understand. I try to vacuum after, pick up my station, but they just move around everywhere. Okay, so this is what I mean by bubbling. Do you see here if it pops up on each side? I want it to stand out. Little details like that. People like you who love paper crafting love to see details. Look, you see the, I don't know if you get to see it here, but it's just shining on each side. And then I'm going to take my first piece, you know, the long one, and I'm just going to make a huge bow. And I did share my trick. You start your bow very loose, like you were tying a running shoe, and then you pull super, super tight, so very tight to make it fluff up and stand out. It's one of my favorite ribbons because it is so pretty once you get it all fluffed up. So aside from Lucy, anybody else considering maybe looking at this bundle? Are you a fan of fun fold? I love fun folds. And it's not even a fancy fun fold, but the fact that we could use all our spare DSP that's laying around in our studio is pretty fun. So I'm adding little gems. I always like to go 3 pieces. I see my daughter is on live as well. Hello, Jordan. Hope you're doing well. And then we'll go on this side. So these are gems. I've also listed them on my blog. They are the iridescent. So I went with iridescent. I got a theme going here. So you've got the ribbon that's iridescent, and you also have these. Hello, Natalie. You're a big fan of which one? The fun fold cards? Just like me. So Ginger's saying that she loves the gold and being able to use up DSP. Yes, so this design is actually perfect for that. I have one last piece in here, and this one is a white piece of 3.5 by 5. And the reason that I kept this last piece is because you want to add a greeting on your inside or even like a stamped image. So I'm just going to pull out our Peaceful Evergreens. I can't remember, Nat. Do you have that bundle? I just can't remember if you got that bundle or not. And then I'm gonna pull out my basic beige because I do wanna have it that matches, and I'm just gonna stamp at the bottom right here. If you want to add a greeting, you may do so. If you want to add a gift card, you may do so, but this is just to glue on the inside. And the reason again that I chose a little smaller, I wanted to show that beautiful golden DSP in the background. Not saying she only has the DSP. You know what? You could use a different stamp set and it would still work out. You could still design the same 3 cards. So here we have it. So I'm showing you both versions. The basic beige, they do have the ribbon as well. So here we have in French and in English, you get to see both. This is card number 2 from yesterday. So you get to see this one. And now we are building our beautiful envelopes in the matte finish. And then our beautiful envelopes in the golden finish on that one side. Joan is saying that she doesn't have the gold DSP or set. But you know what? You could do exactly my 3 cards with a different stamp set and a different DSP. And if ever you do, I would love to see it. Send me a message. I would love to see that. So now we are at 3 cards with this collection. And you get to see all 3 of them right in here. I don't know, I just love the fun fold, but they're all, like, I think I'm a fan of all of them. And then for today's project, if you are just logging on, you get to see them in all coordinating DSP. So we have the Cherry Cobbler, the Mossy Meadow, the Old Olive, and the Pretty Peacock. I don't even know if I have room. So once again, I will post them on my blog, so you'll get to see them individually. Probably tomorrow or later today, but here it is. So very simple. I'm gonna pull you back up so you get to see me once again. Here we go. So I hope that this was an inspiration to all of you, that you got to see what you can do with this entire collection. If basic beige was a color that you were hesitant of looking at, well, now you have it. You get to see that. Hi, Megan. My other daughter is there. She's at home back in Ontario, and she is in my crafting studio over there. We were looking at what I have as content there. I have 2 coffee classes coming up very soon that you'll see on my blog, so you might want to sign up at KimMcGillis.com for that. Well, thank you, Fran. I love that you loved my cards today. Tomorrow, I'm not sure if I'm doing a card or if I'm doing the box yet, but we're going to continue on this series. So I hope you can join me once again tomorrow at 11. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.